good morning, wherever it is. See if notifications go out. Haven't gone live in a while, so see if I get an audience in here. Because it's important. It's important to me. Meanwhile, I'm fighting this cup. Choking hazard. There it is. Oh, Pale Rider just uploaded a video. Stop watching this and go watch Pale Rider's video. Oh, let's get some people in here. I'll read some comments. Get my old man spectacles on. Let's see. Juan Avalos, Big Rich, hello. I appreciate the texting chats we've been having here. Big Tex Trucking, how's it going? Grafton, Nittany Lion. I appreciated your positive message, Nittany Lion, and you're one of the reasons why I'm going live. You did beat Danny Boy. Daniel, I thought you were here where I'm at. Nobody lists where I'm at if you know where I'm at. Coming live from New Jersey. Grafton is doing nothing. So, Big Tex, that is a secret. Kevin and Ollie, what's up? Trucker's Table, what's up? Ralph Floto, Right Lane, what's up? I thought I'd check in. Some people were worried about me. How far into 2020 I could go without going live. And I made it 13 days. So, but live feeds are going to be more rare, that's for sure. So I really don't have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I do. I've got a lot of things going on, but we'll all be on this thing. It'll all be here. There's a couple of things in the works that might be interesting to some of you, but not all of you. I just had dinner at the Iron Skillet, and before I left, I asked for a free bottle or free cup of hot water. And one of my nightly rituals, just like morning coffee, you have evening tea. Great thing about tea is if it goes cold, cold tea is still good, right? Anyway, some people were concerned about me, and some people were depressed because I hadn't gone live in a while. So here I am. I've got 19 people in here. So ask me anything, whatever you want. And this can't be a long live feed because I only had 38% on the phone. So that was on purpose. Weather is good. Finally in some warmth. It's about 50 degrees, but it is windy. And I don't know if the truck's getting crap fuel mileage because of its performance or if it's just that windy. I saw that the winds were coming from the south, and I was heading directly south, so that meant I had a nice, nasty headwind. My fuel mileage improved a little bit when I got, but we're finally in some more. I was in Topeka a couple of days ago, and that was kind of stupid. I just hate winter altogether. Yep, I'm in Oregon. You are absolutely right, Lane. LSU just took the lead. You're in the land of like. Up there in the land of ice and snow. Something, what's up? Thomas Wilson, are you still sick? If a bear and elephant do the deed, what do they create? I have no idea. Big Rich. I have no idea. Now that's Big Rich is an individual that has not gone live in a while. What is that? What is that called, Big Rich? Big Rig Radio Network. How's it going? Hey, Jeff, do me a favor. Can you see the codes on the back office? I got an engine light thing going on. I don't know if the truck has to be running to do that or what. But, all right, Thomas Wilson, get better. I almost died because of the flu, so don't die. Jeff is in the house. An abomination. That's what they create. Big Rich making a sad guy laugh. That's awesome. Let me log in. I didn't want to bother you because I thought maybe you're on vacation. So it's not a big deal. The mill light's on. And I was talking to a friend of mine that's got a PACCAR, and his ELD back office can look at the PACCAR codes. I was just kind of curious. My truck's been, it's what I hate about cold weather, right? I can deal with ice and snow, right? Snow, you pull over, you just don't drive if you can't average above 40 miles an hour, right? And you don't drive into a storm, and you're okay, right? Don't let a dispatcher, broker, or strong arm you think that you got to get that load there. The only time it becomes critical is if you got something on the truck that's perishable, which, majority of you are probably perishable. At least nothing that can wait more than a day or two, right? Anyways, the cold does many different weird things to this equipment, and I am of no exception. And it's miserable, when you gotta hammer brakes and and deal with broken hoses and belts and everything else in the cold. It's just not fun. Levine Coach, hello, come in. I think I'm going to put out a little video catching people up on what's been going on, so everyone subscribe. Yep, everybody subscribe to Big Rich. He keeps hitting the reset button on his YouTube thing. Wheel sensor abs, axle 3. Right. Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you. Wheel sensor ABS, axle 3. Right. Okay. We'll have to look at that then. The ABS light was on yesterday. It was on the trailer until I started rolling. And then yesterday the tractor was on. This morning the tractor was on. ABS light was on, but then it went off. And the only thing that was on is the mill light and the adaptive cruise fault, which I was talking to a friend of mine, and he told me how to get it the cruise to still work. So I'm glad it's not like a fuel or an injector issue. Jeff, thank you. Just bought me a new short-handed 3-pound hammer. I need to buy me a rubber mallet. And they had some here at this particular truck establishment, but Harbor Freight. I got to go to Harbor Freight. There's a couple other things I need. You gotta get that freight there. Drivers are a dime a dozen, but freight is $1 a dozen. Never mind that. It doesn't make sense. Somebody told me about a company, and I don't want to say the name of the company just in case I'm wrong, but they will actually tell their drivers to chain up, get it going, right? And ironically, this is the same company that you see in the middle of the ditches and the medians and all the time. Every news program of every pileup, they're right there in the middle of it. And I don't know. And I guess a lot of the new guys coming out don't know any better. So I guess it's up to us to educate them. Don't drive in like major snowstorm. That's dumb. Sit it out. I remember one time I was sitting out a storm in Spiceland, Indiana. We're all sitting there all snug and cozy. And I should have dismissed on that. And And I heard somebody on the TV go, "Oh, look at all them pathetic, scaredy cats, sitting there at the truck stop, who's all in there?" And one guy yelled out, "Nobody here but us million milers. You just keep on going." And it made sense. I'm like, well, if the million mile guys are here, then I'm probably making a good decision. And I did. And the freight that I had was not that important, right? Next day, the roads were clear, kept going. Just like the one snowstorm I've encountered this year in Illinois, I beat it. Well, I didn't beat it. I wasn't going to go into it. And the next morning, when the roads were semi-clear, I passed a lot of wrecks of the company I was talking about. I just bought a 4-pound hammer from Menards. Boy, my first time at Menards, and I loved it. Dude, Menards, they just opened one in Springfield, and it's awesome. You walk in, you hear this angelic choir, and I love Menards. By not buying a mallet here gives me an excuse to go to Menards. It's showing rear axle sensor. Okay. That's weird. The ABS light is not. Okay, so if that's what the mill light is, mill light just might be a warning too, but I appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you very much. That makes me think that makes me warm and fuzzy to know that it's not an exhaust thing or something. Let's see. This dysfunctional life. Yeah, Rich, man, you're going back to your roots, man. I love it. I love your new direction, and I hope the weight thing is doing really well for you. And you're definitely Minnesota, land of Vikings, right there, right? I'm not talking about the NFL team. I'm talking about there's a lot of that culture up there, and so pretty soon Big Rich is going to be like the singer of Amon Amarth, right? So. Check your email. Okay, thank you, Jeff. I'll do that right now. Let's see. Let's see. Jeff sent me an email. Which one did you send it to, Jeff? Oh, there it is. There it is. Codes. That's kind of cool. Man, that's fancy there, Jeff. System diagnostic code 1, relative speed, rear axle, left wheel. Drive axle temperature. I wonder which axle it's talking about. That's pretty cool, Jeff. Man, technology. You gotta like technology, man. Jeff just sent me a if your truck's throwing a code, the truck's hooked into your ECM, right? Your ELD. Of course, your truck's hooked to the ECM. Durr. But if there's a code going on it, it'll like be able to tell you. That's cool. Gotta love those dang pesky Elongs. Cool. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That drive axle temperature, I'm kind of worried about that. All right, dismiss that. Cool. That's awesome. Should have done that every other time that mill light comes on. I've only shut down once over snow, and that's because they require chains out west. Nope, I don't disagree there, Rich. Craig Miller gets his truck tomorrow. Craig Miller is joining us in the owner-operator world, so congratulations. You and Nittany Lion are the reasons why I go live. I'm almost a million-mile club. Just, oh, that's funny. I drove through a chain law today in Vail, Colorado. It was yucky. Let's see, Don. Hey, Snarlord, begin to wonder where you've been, my friend. I haven't gone anywhere. I've just been kind of laying low on the live feeds. I will check it tomorrow night, see if it's the same. Yeah, right now the truck is just showing the mill light and the adaptive cruise fault, which it does that when the weather goes from warm to hot to cold or whatever. Which, you know, it's 50 degrees today. And 2 days ago, it was 15 degrees. And where I delivered Saturday night, Sunday morning, I tried freeing up the brakes because, well, they make you detach from the trailer. And there was hardly any dry pavement to try to rock the brakes free. So imagine, you know, and Harold, I was talking to Harold today and he was kind of explaining how the ABS sensors work and how ice can kind of screw that up. So I told Roscoe Ejector 6 was bad. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, that's like the PACCAR thing, because PACCAR, guys, let me tell you something. You can buy devices to read Detroit engines, okay? And you can even buy the same device to do forced regens and at least tell you the codes. That way you can know something's urgent or not, right? And just about every shop out there works on Detroits and Freightliners, right? And PACCAR, though, they have a strong hold on the technology. Not every shop can read. They can read codes, but they can't do anything about them. So, like, if you have a PACCAR engine and you get your oil, you get a service PM done at a non-PACCAR shop, that's why your little mill light comes on. Ding, because it sent something weird with the fuel. No big deal. It goes off after a day or so. Because you can't turn it off. And you got to be careful because I have a friend of mine that has like computer stuff. And so when you engine, you got to go to the dealer to get most of the engine stuff done. Which, if you look at it, 99% of us are going off of warranties that are factory warranties. And you pretty much got to go to the dealerships for those anyways. So that's by design. They don't want you to shade tree these trucks anymore. PACCAR software is super expensive. That's why most shops don't have it. You are absolutely right, Lane. You're absolutely right. A friend of mine that was going to look into it because he has mechanical abilities saw that it was, and not only is it expensive to buy, but it's expensive to keep up. You got to do like the subscription, you know, so. But there's a possible change with my truck when it comes to the future. So, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm on my final year of paying this truck off. And do I make the decision to put 20 or 40,000 more dollars into this truck for a truck that might be worth 15 or 20 when it's done? Or do I go ahead and trade up? Time will tell. Time will tell. So, because I have no warranty. But, anyways, what's going on with you? You guys are probably wondering about the title. The title says no one cares because I honestly feel no one cares what I have to say. No effect from MX. This truck's table, everybody's watching the game. All right, so yesterday I got picked up by a friend of mine when I was in Harrisonville, and he took me to Lee Summit and we watched the Chiefs game in Chiefs country and at Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, guys, I've been to rock concerts a time or two, and I've been able to withstand some of that without earplugs. I had to put on earplugs last night. It was so loud in there, and it was crazy. It was like being at the game without all the cold and overpriced beer and hot dogs, right? And it was fun. It was good to get out of the truck for a minute. And then I finished watching the Packers game. I actually blew the dust off the TV and fired it up. So, which I haven't done that in a while. Check out the video tractor hacking. It's about farmers fighting for the right to fix their own tractors and get software and get rid of repair monopoly. That's a good idea, little Viking coach. It's going to get to that point with us. It's already, it's by design. It sucks. And if you get an older truck and you're able to shade tree it, it's hard to find those parts. And it's the way the system is now. To me, the days of buying a truck and paying it off are gone. Unless you buy like an old W9 or a 389, trucks that aren't your typical fleet trucks, meant to last a little bit. But as far as a fleet truck, it's all about, not as much as about performance. Reliability, throw it out the window. You carry earplugs to your restaurant? Actually, what I did is I tore napkins up and stuck them in my ears because it was just loud. When you get up in my age, just, I don't know, loud rooms, there's certain frequencies that just hurt. Anyways, you guys want to talk about anything else? If not, we'll end this live feed. The farmers have to spend $2,000 just to haul a tractor to the dealer for the service. Yeah, see that would be horrible. At least we can drive our stuff to the shops, Don't they have mobile shops? You'd think they'd have mobile shops. You can set the napkins on fire and it'll melt the wax out of your ears. Okay, that's very interesting. Trucker's Table. Have you ever bought those ear candles? They sell them at Walmart. I had heard of them, but I didn't think it was real. And lo and behold, they're sitting there at Walmart. Apparently, you light one and stick it in your ear and look like an idiot for a minute. I'm not sure what it's supposed to do. Years of blaring amps did that to me as well. 100 watt, 120 watts adds up over the years. Adam, I agree, man. I agree. The last 20 years I've had 100 watt amps and 2 watts. You know how if you're a guitar player, man, 2 watts are bigger than solid state watts. And they pack a punch. There was one club that we used to play at all the time that would tell us to turn down the amps because we were too much for the PA. So, and we really weren't that loud. That's my girls, Triple T. What is this? Oh, Pale Rider. Pale Rider and I are going to start a YouTube war, and it's coming. It's coming. I know you guys like our channels because we're on the drama, but we're starting it. We're starting some drama between me and Pale Rider. I know, dang sound guys, right? If you want to see something, write me a note. Yeah, you're right, Richard. Pigtail, what's up? I was just talking about you, kind of. People were worried. That's why I went live. Like I said, it's not gonna be long because my phone will die here pretty soon. You missed it. I was just telling about how a friend of mine picked me up, and we hung out at the. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret though. The first quarter, when the Chiefs weren't doing so good, I was afraid for my life. I was afraid. I was afraid. But then someone hit this weird switch and the Chiefs like just took off. It was awesome. Sounds so good loud, but when you're going to sleep, you still hear it many of those nights, right? I wasn't afraid for my life. I was afraid for my general well-being because, crowds like to riot. I mean, look at what Philadelphia did when they won the Super Bowl. I mean, they rioted. Our team lost, let's riot. Our team won, let's riot. I was afraid. So. Should have went live at the restaurant. It would have been YouTube Gold. No, it wouldn't. I don't think you know what YouTube Gold is, Trucker's Table. I believe James Best went live from a Buffalo Wild Wings with Provost, and it's me, Gary, and there was almost violence. No, it was a good time, man. Everybody was nice. Got to meet the family, and it was really nice. It was good. I appreciated it. They say instruments sound the best when they are about to blow up. I'm a believer, LOL. Right? Well, if you had the right amp, right? So that's the thing, man. If you pushed like some of the old crates, man, the solid state crates, man, you got that thing up to 9. That thing was just like, okay, we're gonna sound like crap. It's like it's distorted, but not the good kind, right? But I had a 100-watt tube amp from crate. I had one of those stealths, and then later on they turned those into the Blue Voodoos, and those things are monsters. And what I have is the PV version of the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, and I actually think it sounds better than the dual rectifier. So. Small fry, yep, gotta hang out with small fry too. But anyways, I guess that's it. So if there's any other questions, comments, or concerns, now's the time, because I will not be going live very often. I'm trying to be a better person, and I don't think I'm a great person when I'm live. If you guys can get that from my big ego video, I appreciate the compliments on the cooking videos, even though the numbers don't reflect that. I appreciate it, and I have 1 pound of hamburger left, and really nothing to add to it, so. I can only cook hamburger so many ways before people are like, oh, look, Steve's doing another cooking video with a pound of hamburger. I got to get more creative, right? No. I use Max Aqua Block earplugs for swimming laps. Very comfortable in here. Well, Vine Coach, they make these. I forget what they're called, but they're like regular earplugs, but they got this little pin that go in the middle of them. And you can kind of pull the little pin out and adjust how much blockage you want. And it's really good for cutting frequencies, because a lot of it's about frequencies, not really the volume. And that varies with each venue, right? There are some venues where they have way too much bass. They might have their bass amp set up like for a hip hop concert. Then you put some metal to that, and the double bass kicks in. It's just like woo, you know, and it becomes unbearable. And then high pitch. So if you're a guitar player and you use a scooped sound, and you guitar players know what I'm talking about, it is extremely hard to be heard. You can be as loud as a jet engine, but if your frequencies aren't right, no one's going to hear the details. So let's do a little guitar lesson here, shall we? Here's your low, here's your high. You got your mid-range, right? Your bass drum, bass guitar is here. Your cymbals and lead guitar is here. So as a rhythm guitar player, you got to fill this void in the frequencies. So if you make your amp, your EQ to do this, hence the name scoop, well, you're not filling in any mid-range. And while you can get away with that on a recording, in a live situation, it's really, really bad. And so you could be sitting there doing, all these leads. No one can hear a note. You're just static with fingers. That's all you were. So, and this was a lesson I had to learn the hard way, right? And I got this lesson on frequencies, and it was one of the most important lessons I ever dealt with. Now, driving these big old trucks, there's a lot of my old metal albums that I can't listen to because they're scooped. And this truck has got all these kind of frequencies that soak up a lot of music I listen to. And of course, you can't really just blare so loud that you can't hear the alarms, like if you're losing air, or if you check engine lights on or whatever. And by the way, if those of you driving right now with 2 headphones in, that's illegal. Just letting you know. My favorite was 5150 block letter I had. Thing would melt the paint off the neighbor's house. How many watts was that there, Adam? Thor, thanks, sound good, man. Well, thank you, Thor. I appreciate you. How you enjoying that Peterbilt, man? I saw one of them blacked out Peterbilts at Matt's, the Ultra Loft, and that's pretty nice truck, dude. Starting Schneider IC on Monday. Super stoked and nervous at the same time. Awesome, Adam. If you have any questions, feel free to hit up my friend bigrigceo@gmail.com. And I could probably help a little bit, but people have said that my information is invalid since it's been 2 years since I've been over there. So we'll leave it to the guy who's really killing it over there, and that's bigrigceo. GNC Trucking. He's another one that's at Schneider that can help you. Those 2 guys have been doing it for a while, and they're being very successful over there. So it's all attitude, right? You have the right attitude, you'll make it. If you have the crappy attitude, then not so much. I guess that's like that in anything in life, right? And the evidence of that is on Facebook. You watch these Schneider ICs post on Facebook, and it's incredible. And attitude's everything, guys. I mean, you could be in the worst lease possible, and if you have the right attitude, you can make it work. I think that's a big aspect. And I was talking with somebody about this, but if you go and be a Schneider IC and look at it as a job change, a job that you can control. And this goes with any self-dispatch, not just Schneider. You're going to struggle a little bit more. If you look at it like, I own a business, and this is the start of my business, you got a chance. It's all about mindset. It's all about perception. That's about as simple as I can get. If you don't have the right mindset, it ain't gonna work. That's with anything in life, whether it be business, guitar, mountain climbing, alligator hunting, perseverance and hard work will only get you so far. But if you have the right mindset, the perseverance and the hard work won't seem so bad. And the work won't seem like work. Just keep that in mind. It's not about freedom at Schneider. It is about freedom, but freedom does not equal to not working, right? Yes, you can choose where you go. Yes, you're on percentage. But if your company, if your business is not profitable, then it's all for nothing, right? You won't have that freedom. And you got to work your way up. You're not going to be home every weekend right off the bat, especially if you got a Schneider finance truck. It's going to take you a minute to figure things out. And once you do that, and you get the right mindset, you succeed over there. I know several people have done it. I know people that have built an empire off their time at Schneider. So, just put that out there. Can we start a pool on when you'll go live again? I need the money. Sure, Trucker Stable. I like you just the way you are when you were alive. Thank you, Bright Lane. You love cooking? I'm not, I don't know if Roscoe ever did a progress report on the fish he cooked in it or not. Of course, he's probably in bed, which is why he's not in here, but yeah. But I like it. I like having it. LVC in his anti-hool comments. No cut. Mids. Right. Adam, I read an interview with James Hetfield, and he said that in Justice for All, the guitar sounds real scooped, right? And the reason why they got away with that is because the guitars are so loud and mixed. They're like layered up to 10 times. Now, if you really listen real close, you can hear the bass on it, but it's buried under 10 guitars. And in the Black Album, they learned how to use the same heaviness, but get their mid-range up, right? So, only Nybag pulled off the scoop sound. And the problem with that, though, is awesome. But I saw Pantera live, and the venue that I saw him was really echoey, and it was hard to hear the details of the guitar. I mean, it's easier to hear his leads because there's not another guitar. He's the only guitar player. But like some of the rhythms were rough because you couldn't quite tell where they were at. How about an AirPod and a Plantronics over the same ear? Well, whatever floats your boat, Triple T. I love it. No regrets. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I kind of wish they were on the used market right now. I'm here at Schneider as well, but you don't want information from me. Daniel, you're learning. You're not dumb. Thank you. Jeez. Your attitude goes to crap about it's the carbs, right, Lane? It's the carbs, dude. I'm super focused on my numbers and businesses first. I made a decision based off a long-term goal, not to change jobs. I've learned that much from the numbers are the most important. Awesome. You are on the, and if you're a metalhead, it makes you extra awesome. So you'll be all right. I mentioned your video early in my live feed there, Pale Rider. Just got the notification. That's why my numbers went down, right? What are your thoughts on Les Claypool? Les Claypool does things with the bass that people can only dream of on guitar. And it's hard to believe that if you listen to Primus, that the guitar player of Primus was in one of the most legendary, pioneering death thrash bands ever, Possessed, right? The song with the blue collar in the name, I really like that song, but Les Claypool is a master at the bass. And if you guys watch the Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster, there's a little snippet when they were trying out bass players, and I want to say Les Claypool was in that group. And I had heard years ago that he had tried out for Metallica, but they didn't like his style. They didn't think it fit. And there's footage out there of them beginning a Master Puppets, and he was just like it was pretty cool. But Les Claypool is a master. Dice Game Live. What's up? Southbound J? Red Viking Truckers going live? I'm just kidding. Jeez. Yeah, rest in peace, Neil Peart. Yep. Neil Peart was doing stuff that death metal guys dream of doing today. He was doing back in the 1970s. I mean, if you're a drummer and you're not influenced by Neil Peart, you're not a drummer. I know that's a bold blanket statement, but that's true. And you know, there's a guy I used to jam with. He was in a couple of my first original bands, and he was in a cover band recently that covered Tom Sawyer, and he nailed it. And he was kind of heartbroken about the whole thing. I mean, we all are. I mean, you hate to see a good legend like that pass away. And then today I found out that an old friend of mine had died of brain cancer today too. So it's been kind of a bummer of a day, which is probably why I broke my little New Year's resolution of not going live. So I don't know. Southbound J, none of your business where I'm at. Somewhere in Missouri. I'm not at home now. So I'll let you know secretly, Southbound J. I almost was going to go to your land, but the times were stupid on the delivery. So it was a load picking up tomorrow at 3 p.m. No deadhead from where I'm delivering. Delivering in Dallas at 11 p.m. the next night. 300 miles. Over 26 hours to do 300 miles. So, like, I wouldn't be able to pick anything up till later Thursday. And then good luck. You know, might deliver something Friday, but I have to be home by Saturday. I don't know if Neil had a PhD. Yeah, he also wrote the lyrics, yeah. Yes, they will be open, Triple T. They're always open. On North 35, yes. Dominic Fragman covered Tom Sawyer. Blue Light Coach, I bet you your watch history is pretty interesting. You're always coming up with these interesting videos. Been watching a lot of gun stuff. Those of you who've been talking to me privately know that's kind of what it's been my jam. Battery isn't dead yet, so I guess we'll stay live for a minute. I don't pick up till tomorrow, till 1 tomorrow. Yeah, guys, look. James Best kind of mentioned it in his live feed last night. There's advantages and disadvantages of self-dispatch. If you're not on your A game, which I don't think I've ever been known to be on my A game in the spot market, self-dispatch can be a challenge. And especially if you've got a narrow scope like I do of where I want to run and how I want to run, right? And so I got a good rate coming out of Ohio going to Topeka, Kansas. The delivery time kind of sucked, but I knew I could spend that at the customer, and there were loads coming out of Topeka that I usually take that pick up on Sunday morning. And I remember driving on the road, all proud of myself of being booked ahead. You know, it's not the greatest delivery time, but it's a weekend run. It's close enough to the house that if I don't find anything, I can just go home, right? So I'm driving along. I'm talking to a friend of mine, and he goes, "Where are you going next?" I said, "Topeka." He's like, "Oh, did you hear about the storm?" No. So the two best loads that were coming out of Topeka, I did not know if I could do them because I did not know if the roads are going to be open. And that was actually a legitimate fear, because I noticed that at the travel plaza that I made it to, there wasn't much traffic coming in and out of there. And it turns out that if you came in on the east side of the plaza, they weren't letting you back on the interstate because, number one, the ramp was slick, and number two, eastbound wasn't cleared yet. And so the deadhead I would have had to have done, I don't think I would have made it because of my delivery was so late that the 10-hour break wouldn't allow me to get to where I needed to go on regular conditions, let alone snowy conditions. So I did not book ahead. So I found the next best thing and found the low picking up in Kansas City today. And so that's why yesterday was just my 100-mile deadhead, and that was it. And self-dispatch is great, but it can put a lot of pressure on you if you're self-sitting sometimes. And when you sit, you dwell. And when you dwell, negativity comes in, especially if you're watching a lot of negative stuff or reading a lot of negative stuff. I don't know why I got this jacket on. It's not cold. You dwell on things and you become dismotivated. You know, James Best also mentioned that last night about sometimes you look at a load board and just none of it looks good. None of it, right? But I wouldn't trade it for being dispatched for the world. Semi-dedicated or steady. And still with like trucking, mind you. I'm not leaving like trucking. Nobody start that rumor. But we'll see. Right lane, are you in Joplin? Can you get away with 34 180 on your trailer? Normally they don't start finding you. No, but here's what's going to happen, Triple T. They may not give you a ticket for that. They'll give you a warning, but then they're going to come in and look at everything else. Guns are awesome. I just pick up. Dude, that gun that you showed a picture of next gen, I need to talk to you. I keep forgetting to call you, and I apologize for that. I'm horrible about callbacks. The gun that you showed on Facebook, and that looked nice. Those One Man Band covers, phenomenal drummer. I'll have to check that out. Next Gen says Taurus. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine about Taurus, and he said that he kind of gave me a better gun example that was $100 more. But I'm learning. I'm learning. Like if I was a newbie truck driver, the amount of knowledge that I know about guns, I barely have my permit for CDL school. That's how much I know. Jim Murdoch, what's up? What's your deal, man? You doing all right? You need a dog? Dogs make everything better. I don't know, man. I've watched the live feed where there was like a peeing contest with a person and their dog. So, yeah, I've thought about getting a dog, but I think if I switch trucks, I think I'm just gonna throw everything away and start over. Just like trade the truck in with everything in it. So you can have everything. Loads, but now I have someone helping me. Daniel, I've told you what your problem is. And I think if you work on that, and Chucky helps you, there are a lot of people that go to bigrigceo and Chucky and Steve Berger for advice at Schneider. The people went to me for advice, Schneider. And we tell them how to be successful, and then they don't do it, and then they get mad and they quit. And it's not like my way or the highway or my way is the only way. There are like 100 different ways you can be successful there. But results speak for themselves, you know. And like if you were to ask Jeffrey Light, still relevant because it wasn't about the exact loads that he did. It was about how he looked at the load board. And so when you've got somebody helping you, Daniel, look at that load board, it's all, ask him not how, but why. Why did you pick that load? How did you look for, you know, what did you, you know, what how is your perception different from mine? Because you're looking at the same load board, right? Just like in the spot market too. You're looking at the same load board. It's all about how you approach it and your attitude towards it and your perception and your strategy based off of that. And so you take a successful person and you follow them. When Jake Cannell went over to Spartan and he made 19 grand his first month, he learned from Spectre, who is a master at the spot market, right? And you've got the long haul strategy and the short haul strategy. Unfortunately, the long haul strategy doesn't work at Schneider. It's more of a regional gig. So you got to put that in your mindset. Even your longest runs are going to be barely 1,000, maybe 1,400 miles. You know, but it's all perception. How do you look at that load board? That's what you look at. It's not what somebody is helping you with, what they do for you. It's kind of like, you know, teach a man to fish kind of a thing, you know, feed him for life. It's one of those deals. It's a heavy gun, so if I miss, I can use it as a boomerang. There you go, next gen. I need a new microwave, or I need to clean it. Checking with Kiersey, what's up? I knew a wise man who once said, stay the course. Stay the course, yep. There are two ways to do things, my way and the right way. Just coincidence, they're the same thing. I can tell you how to do things the wrong way. Me changing trucks possibly, because I made a huge mistake when I bought this truck. I love this truck, but I made one mistake. And I made the same mistake the first truck I bought. So I made the same mistake twice. I will not make it a third time. Can you guys guess what that is? What do you think my mistake was? Guess in the chat what my mistake was. Yeah, there's some really nice trucks rolling in here. You never failed anything, you just found ways to do it. That's absolutely right. How did I know you were going to say that, Pill Rider? Fuel economy? Nope. I get good fuel economy out of this truck, pretty much. I'd be willing to give you some pointers if you wanted Daniel from when I was there, but left there almost a year. And Southbound Jay, you're a Texas guy, and so is Daniel, so he'd probably learn a lot from you. There you go. Right lane knows the answer. What are you telling me, the trucker? I know, I opened that up for Smart Aleck comments. Not to do a weekly payment. I've never done a weekly payment, big face. Never. I knew that from the get-go. I didn't have to learn that one because I knew that wouldn't be good for what it fits me. Warranty. I did not realize when I bought my first truck that it's all about the warranty. If you look at the mega carriers, what do? They buy trucks and you turn them in after 300,000 or 400,000 miles. Why? Because the warranties are done. So they end up in second tier. Schmucks like me buy them at between 50 and 70,000, and we get an extended warranty or a third-party warranty. Now, why would you not buy a warranty, Steve? Because warranties can be about anywhere from 5 to 10 grand extra. So if you're buying a $40,000 truck and you want that warranty, it's a $50,000 truck. But here's where you don't do the math. If I had spent the original 10 grand on the warranty at the time that I bought this truck, it would have saved me about $30,000. If you count all the repairs I've done that probably would have been covered under the warranty in the last 3 years. So to spend 10 grand to save 30, I think that's a good idea. So I guess technically it'd be 20 that you saved, right? Math is hard, right? So the first truck I bought from Arrow, they had a 1-year warranty was included in the price of the truck, and that was it. And the truck for the first year did all right. It didn't nickel and dime me. It was the third year, the second year of that truck that it really got me. So I got this one. Now, in my defect on this truck, there was factory warranty left on the engine and after treatment. I thought I had a year based off the math that he gave me, and I should have dived into it a little bit deeper, so I figured in the year I could have saved up 10 grand, right? I could save up 10 grand in a year, to get that warranty, the extended warranty. No, if you are offered an extended warranty when you go to get your truck loan, get it right then and there. Finance it into the deal, or pay cash for it, because it will save you money in the long run. These trucks are designed to go about 1 million miles, not without all the problems. And then once they hit 1 million, they're literally worthless. And put 30 grand into this truck, and it's only going to give me like 15 trade-in value. That's not good business sense, you know. And I love my truck, but I'm not going to die in it. I'm not going to be buried in it. I'm not going to, you know, it's not like it's so chromed out that I can't, you know, bear to get rid of it, you know. Warranty. That's the lesson I've learned the hard way. And you think I would have learned that with the first one. But, you know, that's the story of Snorlord's YouTube video channel, is that you can learn from my screw ups. It's amazing that I've been in business this long, to be honest with you. Green is not unlucky, Mr. Table. I'll text him your number, Daniel. Meanwhile, Jason's killing it in the spot market with that Schneider finance truck. So, complacency, that's a mistake I've made several times, Jason. But no, the mistake is when I bought both my trucks, I did not get a warranty. Or I did not take the warranty at the right time. So, anyways, we are losing people faster than... Come up with some analogy for me. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? If not, we'll end this. We're already at an hour. I didn't want to go an hour. So thanks a lot, guys. Warranty is always good. Because here's the deal, man. A brand new truck doesn't mean you're not going to have problems. First truck that ever put me on a hook had 9,000 miles on it. So let's say you take everything you own and you buy a brand new truck. You might have a killer warranty, but your truck payment's so high that if you lose a week, you have trouble making that truck payment. What good is that? So the trick is to have your costs low of the truck and at home. And the warranty keeps you from having that big $20,000 repair. That's all it's good for. So if you spend 10 grand to save 20, you're ahead. Because you can put 20 grand in the bank. Here's the other thing. Let's say you're really good at saving your money. Truck doesn't give you any issues for a year, and you're able to save up 30 grand. Or let's say 20 grand, right? Boom. You need a new engine. Well, maybe the 20 grand pays for that, right? Boom. You lose your rear end. Now you don't have that extra money. Right? Another 10. So now you just spent $30,000 on a truck that might be worth 20. And it's still going to have problems. Whereas if you had a warranty, now you're not paying that first 20 grand. Now you're not paying that second 10 grand. I like to go back to the spot market for two reasons. Possibility of making a little bit more money, and two is to be able to get to North Dakota to see my son a lot more. That will be in the future. Baby steps, Daniel. Baby steps. Lugnut, what's up? Thumbs up. You learn from mistakes, though I've made thousands. Yep. All right, thank you, Next Gen. Appreciate you. Shout at me tomorrow. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I am cutting out on the live feeds. I know some of you are laughing at me because I said I wasn't going to do any live feeds this year, but I think there was a running pool of how long I would last. My ego got the best of me. Actually, I've just been kind of down. There's a lot of things in my mind right now. So I think live is good therapy for me. And, you know, why ruin a good thing, right? So, anyways, thanks for watching. Peace! And go watch Pale Rider's video right now. Go watch it. Booyah.